It's difficult. All right. Uh, Yesterday we started with chapter 2, that is strategic intent, and now we will just continue with that chapter. So yesterday I taught you about mission and okay, I'll just brush up. We were talking about vision yesterday, and we have to, I'll just brush up, okay, last 10 minutes what we did so that you get a continuity of what we have done. So according to Miller and Dess, vision is the category of intentions that are broad and inclusive and forward thinking. So if there is no forward thinking, what will happen? The vision does not achieve its targets. Then according to Kotler, vision is a description of something in the future. You are doing a forecasting as to what can happen in future. Then features of vision, it is future oriented, helps in selecting target markets, and decides the long term objective and focus. Long term objective, because we have strategic planning is for nearly 5 to 10 years and requires careful thinking. We were here up till here. We had done up to features and the process of envisioning, as I told you, understanding the organization. I'm just brushing. If you still have a difficulty, you can let me know. Understanding the organization, conduct an audit, narrow down the vision, set up the context of vision statements, create new future scenarios, formulate alternative vision statements, select the final vision statements. Now, significance of vision acts as a measure of excellence, and then it overcomes the gap between the present and the future, provides a reason for its existence, very important, companies need to exist, creates a sense of responsibility, helps in setting goals for the future, and helps in solving internal and external issues. Merits of vision: overcome roadblocks and hurdles. Challenges are inevitable, that means you cannot stop. Challenges will come every day. Substantiate your goals, like what you need to achieve, so you prioritize your things. Having a vision places a purpose upon your goal setting activities. Then it sets expectation that what targets are given to you and how much you're going to achieve those. Then adds focus, delivers meaning and purpose, project into the future, determine the position and outline the success. Then we also saw demerits of vision: confused organization structure. You don't know whom you're reporting to. Maybe you have to report to two managers, and there's a conflict between the two managers. So even you are confused. Without without a why, managers have no direction. That means you need to question and reason at every stage. Employee disengage. Employees are not involved in any activities. They're not been given any tasks. Their key result areas are not set, and they are just wasting the time. And what happens? Empty mind becomes a devil's workshop. Budgeting happens on the fly. That means budgeting is only on paper. In reality, budgeting is not working. Overextension, that means you've got many branches across and you're not able to take care. Wasted profits and lack of appeal to the investors. And means a big question mark in front of the investors as to why we need to invest. Now let's begin. Today, again, yesterday I just stopped here. Mission. The mission describes the company's product, market, and the technological areas of emphasis. Now, see, this is, I've written, you can write your own definition also from the textbook, not a problem. Technological areas of emphasis in a way that reflects the value systems, and the priorities of the strategic decision makers. The mission of a firm defines its reason for existence. Now, even if vision defines the existence of the company, mission will also define the existence of the company. Example, vision tells you, I want to go to XYZ place, and mission will tell you, how are you going to reach that place. A mission is a reason, why an organization exists, dealing with what it does and why it does. It talks about the present, such as where we are, how we compete, and what makes us different leading to the future. I give you three examples of mission. We have the American Express, we have the Tata Industries, and Adani Group. I told you at the weekend, search the companies, at least 10 companies you take, and you write the mission statements of those companies. American Express becomes essential to our customers by providing differentiated products and services to help them achieve their aspirations. Tata Industries to be the most reliable global network for customers and suppliers that delivers value through products and services. If you see, the punchline of Tata Group always gives some message, a social message. Then Adani Group to be a world-class leader in business that enrich lives and contributes to nations in building infrastructure through sustainable value creation. Okay, then I'll just okay. What are the components of mission statement? Yesterday I'd taken that also. Now values. I'd come up to here. A list of the core values that guides the organization's behavior and decisions. A mission statement is a brief description of why a company or an organization exists. So vision, mission mostly lays emphasis on the existence of the company. In one to three sentences, it explains what the company does, who it serves, and what differentiates it from the competitors. Okay. Now, missions describe product or services, public images, self concept, target markets, policy for the employers, technology. Now, see here, concern for survival and growth. Can you give an example in the pandemic? Yes, some industries really survived because they had their vision, mission, and the strategic planning, as well as the business continuity process in place. I will come to that later. This is just good to know information for you. And philosophy. Okay. Now, mission statements have the following benefits. Motivates the employees. Now, what motivates the employees? See, the employees are given certain tasks, right, which are aligned with the vision and mission of the company. When the tasks are fulfilled, the employee gets an appreciation, the employee is a good performer, the employee might get growth, the employee might get sincere compliments from the top management. Hence, it motivates the employees. Improves organization. Improves organization. Each and every employee under the roof of the organization tries to complete the targets. First of all, individual is doing their work, they try to complete the targets, and everything is goal congruence. See, goal congruence plays a very, very important a parameter, or you say aspect. Everybody needs to walk in the same direction. Everybody needs to walk in the same direction, because when you step into the organization, you are one of them. You are one of them. So improves organization. So when an employee feels, oh yes, it is my organization, all will walk in the same direction. The principle of direction plays a very important role in achieving the vision and mission. You cannot be the odd man out. Describes organizational goals, promotes the function and the features of the organization. Now, when we talk promotes the features and functions of the organization, as I said, every what do you say? Every organization has a different functionality. As I said, it may be a manufacturing unit, it can be an auto ancillary, it can be a pharma company, it can be a fast moving good, it can be a service sectors. So promotes the features, functions and features of the organization. Now, we saw vision and mission, but where is vision and mission applicable? to something that what is a business? Yes, what is business? Business is an economic activity that involves the exchange, purchase, sale, or production of goods and services with a motive to earn profits and satisfy the needs of the customers. Business can be both profit or non-profit organizations that function to gain profits or achieve a social cause. Now the full form of business. See, full form of business I've given you: best, upcoming, startup, invented, not affected by society and success. All right. A reminder, only Ishika has submitted that question that we can question. What about you people? What about others? What about others? What about others? Yes, that is a practice question. You don't want internal marks? You don't want internal marks? All right. Take a question. State the difference between vision and mission. State the difference between a vision and mission. Can you all hear me? Can you all hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Who is this? Where is the first question? None of you all have given. I'd given it for the weekend. Yes? When I expect that question? When are you going to give it to me? Or you don't propose to give me? I want it for those who have not. And the next question is, I want 10 mission statements and the difference between the vision and mission for the weekend. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Hmm. Then let's see the business definitions of well-known companies. First of all, Reliance Industries. Now we have put, see, we have said Reliance Industries, they're the entire Reliance group. Petrochemicals, construction, communication, energy, healthcare, science, technology, natural resources, retails, textiles, and logistics. So Reliance is dealing in all these things. Up and above, we have the organized retail market. We have the Reliance store, remote and rural areas, and they are capturing the lower, medium, and upper consumer segments as well as the industrial markets. Exploration and production, refining and marketing. If you go to Rasayani, there's a very big Reliance refinery. It's on the road, very big. Petrochemicals, retail and telecommunications, refining, manufacturing, branding, and marketing. So Reliance is into all this. Then we have the Tata Group. Now here I'm trying to tell you the business of these groups. Agrochemicals and agricultural services, automobile and automotive, construction equipments, consumer products, financial services, hotels. It is not hotela, it is hotels, hospitality, industrial infrastructure, IT and IT enabled services. What is our TCS? Retail chains, Tanesh Canal, steel industry, telecom products, and solutions. Then Tata Group is also in organized retailing, rural areas, lower, medium, and upper consumer segments. Yes, both Reliance Group and Tata Group are looking at all these three segments. Then we have industrial market. Then software telecommunications, engineering automobiles, power generation, steel and composites, hospitality business, watches and jewelry, soda ash fertilizers and pharmaceuticals. And they have manufacturing, buying, distribution services, promotions and advertisement. So you have seen Reliance, we have seen the Tata Group. Now we see Infosys. What is Infosys up to? Banking suite, customer services, cloud and big data, digital marketing, core banking, CRM. All the BA students, CRM plays We have got lots of data analysis in CRM, then digital commerce, mobile banking, payments, SAP, etc. Industrial buyers like I think Infosys made a software for this DMart. Business consulting, information technology, software engineering and outsourcing, software development, maintenance, and independent validation of services. This was Infosys. Now, we have very important topic, that is Abel's three-dimensional model of business definition. It can come in the examination. Very, very important from the examination point of view. Now, according to Abel, a business may be defined by three dimensions. All right. Now, what are the three dimensions? We have the customer groups, which are described. Customer groups can be further described, the categories of the customers or whom the business satisfies. Customer functions describes customer needs or what is being satisfied. Technologies describes the way the firm satisfies the customer needs. So if you look at Abel's definition, everything is customer centric. Customer centric means the customer is at the center. You have a big business and there are no buyers, there are no customers. So how are you going to run the business? The three dimensions in Abel's model are served customer groups, that means who are the customers, served customer functions. What do you mean by served customer functions? What are the customer needs? And then, and technology is utilized, how are the needs being satisfied? Again, I repeat, served customer groups means who are the customers at the moment, and served customer functions means what are the customer needs, and technologies utilized means how are the needs of the customers satisfied. Now, we can explain this in a three-dimensional way. We have the customer groups, we have the customer needs, and we have the technology. We have the technology or the technological needs. Okay. Now, let me explain you what are the customer groups. Customer group forms the first dimension in the Abel's model. First of all, it is very, very important to identify the customer, which can be done by segmenting customers. We make different segments of customers, and how it is made? It is made on the basis of following factors. Which are they? They are geographic, where they are staying, whether they are staying in a village area, whether they are staying in a hilly area, whether they are staying into city, or whether they are on the outskirts of the city, or whether they are in the industrial belt of the city. Then the demographics. Demographics means what is the age group of the customers? Demographic. Then psychographic. How does the customer think? Then socio-economic. Socio-economic class. Now, when we say socio-economic class, what may be their earnings? All right, what may be their earnings? And okay, now suppose if I want to buy a car, if I want to buy a, or if I want to sell rather a high-end car, what will I do? I have to identify the customers first. Who will buy? Who will buy the cars? So I will identify those customers which are on the basis of the socio-economic class. That means, are they very rich? Are they multi-millionaires? Are they industrialists? Only these people can buy a BMW, right? And the psychographic factors. That means they have they have money to buy. They have okay. I'll put it more properly. I'll put it in economics language. They it is their need. Then they have the willingness to buy, and they have the purchasing ability. Then customer functions. All right. Now we'll talk about customer functions. Now, what is the customer functions? Now, the customer functions tells that the organization needs to find out the functions of the product and the services in which they are dealing. For example, for example, you are trying to sell a product and you don't know what is your product. You don't have the information of the product. The products and the services will perform certain functions and they will be able to satisfy the needs of the customers. Are you getting? Okay. Sometimes what happens, we get confused between the customer functions and the benefits which are provided to the customers. Or in a sense, we also get confused that how the business operations can be carried out, which will help the customer to fulfill their needs. And when we talk about a need, it is always the customer functions which come into picture. For example, if you are having a mobile phone, right? What are you going to do with it? Yes. What are you going to do with it? If you've got a smartphone, what are you going to do is you're going to use it for communication. You're going to use it for attending your lectures. You have Google. You will start searching information. Sometimes you need to update something. You will update it from your phone, right? So this phone gives you a 24 hours access, and you can also have a face-to-face communication via WhatsApp calling, video calling. So these are the functions of the mobile what you have. Now imagine you buy an expensive mobile and the box is kept in your cupboard. You don't want to use it. You don't want to use it. You'll think, oh, if I use this mobile, what if it falls? What if it gets robbed? So will it satisfy? No, it is not going to satisfy the mobile. You're not using it properly. So customer functions will not be well defined in that case. Then we have technologies. Technologies. How many of us use a typewriter at home? Anyone using a typewriter at home? Yes. Nobody's answering today. Where are you people? Anyone using a typewriter?
No, ma'am, no
Only
typewriter,
Ishika is
computer.
answering. Why, Ishika, you don't want to use a typewriter? Why typewriter
Now
is not used?
moving forward with the technology now, rarely
Yes,
there is hard typewriter. So
absolutely. We are
computer
using
and
technology. We are using a technology. Others who are not answering are still using typewriters, I think. Technologies are the way in which the functions can be carried out, all right, for a group of customers. Now, how that can be done for a group of customers? For example, you're all doing your SIPs, you all are busy collecting the data, you all are collecting data for the customers who are associated with that organization. For example, if somebody is doing the SIP in a broking firm, so you will collect the data of the target customers who are into shares, who are buying shares, who are selling shares, who are doing in the marketing. You are dealing with those customers who's buying that product. So what happens is, and how are you going to deal with that? Sometimes you'll make a Google form, you will send it to the customers, you'll ask them to fill. Sometimes you'll make a call over your phone and then you'll ask them to give the details. So we are using technology to fulfill our functions. Hence, a technology can be considered as a very key area as to satisfy the needs of the customers. All right. But we also come across many challenges, and to be more put it nicely, we also encounter many problems with the technology. So, what do you do? What do you do? Now, suppose your phone stops working. Will you stop communicating? No. If your phone stops working, you will start communicating. You want to take the assignment which was put on your mobile, but unfortunately your mobile is not working. So you'll come to the college, you'll talk to the faculty members, or you will speak to some of your friends. So I'll just tell you, customer group, The first dimension of Abel's model for business definition is the customer groups. To identify this dimension, it is essential to identify the customers. I'm just repeating was what I told you. Example, if BMW wants to define its customers, then it would have to identify its customers. Then it would have to this is repeated, on the basis of socio-basis economic class and psychography. Customer functions. In this dimensions, the organization needs to define the functions of the product or services in which it deals. The product and services perform certain functions to satisfy the needs of the customers. Example, communications. Communications is the function. However, telephone, email, fax, video call, etc., cell phone and landline are the attributes and benefits. Then technology. Technologies are the ways in which a function is carried out for a group of customers. Hence, a technology can be considered as a key to satisfying the needs of the customers. It presents the alternative way how a functions can be performed or how a problem can be solved by the use of technology. Example, if communication is a functions, the social networkings, emails, letters and fax, etc. All right. Okay. Now this is Abel's model. Have you followed this? Have you followed
Yes,
this?
ma'am, yes.
One moment. I'm sharing something with you. Just a moment. Okay. Now, what is the difference between mission versus strategic visions? A mission statement focuses on current business activities, who we are and what do we do, current product and service offerings, customer needs being served, and technological and business capabilities. A strategic vision concerns a firm's future business path, where we are going, markets to be pursued, like which markets are we going to follow, then future technological product customer focuses, and kind of company that management is trying to create. Okay, see, in my this PowerPoint, I have put some extra vision and missions of the company. One minute. Okay. Now, let's see what is a business goal. Now, there are two things, all right? When, see, mission, vision, I'll be repeating n number of times. So don't get confused because everything is based on that. As I said, mission is a statement that organization plays in the society. Now, purpose is anything that the organization strives for. In business policy, both these terms are either used singly or jointly. That is, both mission and purpose go hand in hand. Now, I am telling you again because we have to see something called as a business. We have to see what are the goals in business. All right. So, in this, where the cursor is going, It's written in yellow. It's the purpose. Then we have the vision, we have the mission, and then we have the outcomes of the goals. Now both are interlinked. See, be, be, like we have to be or we have to do, right? It is all interlinked. So what are business goals? Goals are close-ended statements of what one wishes to accomplish, with no quantification of what is to be achieved and no time frame for completion. All right, that is a goal. So they provide targets for assessing progress in achieving the vision. So now we saw vision, we saw mission, and now we are looking at goals. What are business goals? We saw Abel's three-dimensional model. Now, that three-dimensional model, if we really need to fulfill, we need to have something in place that is called as goals. Goals are directional. Directional means it moves you towards the general objectives of a vision statement. That means goals are pushing you. For example, if vision is your car, the petrol inside is the goal. It is pushing you. Then reasonable, that means goals are practical and obtainable. They are not extreme. Inspiring, they are challenging and they affect you positively. Visible, they are easy to visualize. Eventual, they will be fulfilled at a future time. Now let's see long-term business goals. Examples of goals might be, see, here I've written, pick goals where social can have an impact. So examples of goals might be maintain a profitable farming operation. Now farming operation, okay, I'm just stating certain goals. Be considered the top farmer. Now in this example, I've stated the goals according to a farmer. It's an example. Be on the cutting edge of technology. Be able to service loans on time. Create, the first two are according to a farmer, huh? Create employment for family members, obtain a leadership position in the community. So these are the few goals. Now let's see. Objectives. What are objectives? Objectives are open-ended attributes that denotes the future state of outcomes that are the end results of planned activities. So what are you going to achieve? What are you chasing? They are the objectives. They should state what is to be accomplished by when and should be quantified. Quantified means measurable. Achievement of objectives should result in the fulfillment of the mission. So what are objectives? See, this is something called SMART, SMART. So specific, the objective achieves a particular detailed result. So it should be a SMART. Specific, measurable, there is a means to determine the objective. Attainable, these are within the economic and physical capabilities, right? So in a nutshell, objectives should be well defined and they should be realistic. Rewarding, they are profitable and self-satisfying. Time, they have a deadline. Then areas for defining goals and objectives. What are they? Where? Market standing, right? Where you stand in the market. Market means, I don't say literally go and stand in the market. What is your position? Your global ranking, if I say. Then productivity, physical and financial resources, profitability, innovation, manager performance and development, worker performance and attitudes, public and social responsibilities. Okay. Are you getting? Are you getting up till here? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what are goals? I repeat, they're specific. I'll explain you in a simple language now. Goals are specific. that you should really know what you want to achieve and what task you're going to fulfill. So what will happen because of this? The managers would be in a better position to study the performance of the employees at regular intervals. A very good goal or an ideal goal should also take care of the major issues or the problems, all right, that are very critical to understand when we try to rate the success of the organization. Then, as I said, goals should be realistic and challenging. You cannot say, oh, I'll take my scooty and go to the moon today. Can you say that? No, no, it is very unrealistic. An organization goal should be realistic as well as challenging. If the goal is an unrealistic one, what will happen? The employees themselves won't be able to achieve the targets because first of all, it is unrealistic, it is not well defined, and then the employees also get demotivated. Okay. On one hand, we talk about goals. On the other hand, they should also not be easy, they should have some challenges, they should put some challenges. It should be challenging so that it can encourage the employees to improve their performances by searching new and creative ways of carrying out the organizational activities. Now you are all doing your SIPs, isn't it? What are the challenges you're facing? What challenges you're facing? SIPs you're doing outside. So early in the morning, oh, I've got lectures. All right, I have to log in. I have to attend lectures. Then I have to go and do my SIP till 5:30. Then I have to come. Again, I have to attend my lectures. So this is a very challenging thing. So when you encounter challenges, you also learn about yourself. You also learn to honor your own potential. So as a result, you are learning time management skills. As a result, you are learning to prioritize your skills. So if you look very deeply into what is a goal, it is everything for the employee. It is giving them a platform to get motivated. It is giving them a platform to align themselves in the day-to-day activities. It is giving them a platform to learn time management skills, and it is ultimately giving them the platform to honor your own potential. Okay, so but oh, I can do these things. Now you students, you all are going for SIPs. Oh, I can get up at 5 o'clock and cook food for myself. All right, I can attend all the lectures. That means I can do it, right? I can do it because you have learned the art of doing things now. Secondly, time constraint. Another important factor of an organization goal can be time management, or I'll say a time constraint. That is, you have to achieve your goal in a given time period. In a given time period, so it will gives the employee a deadline, and then you have to complete it the goal or that activity in that given time. And so what happens is it is a challenging for you because you are motivated to complete that task in the stipulated time. All right, but sometimes, most of the times, like if you're doing a very big projects like Chandrayaan and all, it takes time to achieve these goals, isn't it? So you cannot say, oh, Chandrayaan 4 has to be in 4 months. Can you stay this? No, you cannot. Because if your goals are bigger enough, if your goals are more challenging, then the goal need not have a time bound. Then measurable. The goals should be measurable. That means if the goals are measurable, you will also be in a position to measure the outcomes, and you can evaluate that progress from time to time. You remember in the first slide, I had used a word yardstick. Yardstick. So goals act as a yardstick for the managers and their teams in order to study or evaluate the performance. Let me see. I'll talk to global. Okay, this I've incorporated in this also. No worries. Then level oriented goals we have. What are level oriented goals? Now, a goal should always address all the major issues in the organization because major issues become a challenging factor for all of us. The top and the middle level managers are accountable for long term goals. Now, why we say the middle level managers and the top level managers? Because if you see the pyramid, what we had said, on the top of the pyramid, there are top level managers who are strategic planners, and they are doing strategic formulation, and then it comes to the middle management to execute those. And the short and the long term goals can be handled by the lower level managers. So lower level managers, you must have seen us, we say L1, L1. We tell you all, take as you get into L1, that is the entry level, you come into the lower level of management, you will need to do all this, and then you climb the ladder. Suppose if there is we have the top management says we have cost reduction. All right. The cost reduction will be taken care by the upper and middle level managers. Cost reduction is the primary goal of the top and the middle level managers. And the employee motivation and the performance evaluation will be the goals for the lower level managers. Now, commitment. Now, what is commitment? Can you tell me what is commitment? What is commitment? Any idea? Any idea what is a commitment? What is the difference between a commitment and an interest? What is the difference between a commitment and an interest? Any idea? I always tell you, even if there is a tsunami, even if there is an earthquake, even if there is a landslide, you have to come to college. Now, why do I make such statements? Why do I make such statements? These statements are made so that you become self-disciplined, and with the self-discipline, you become your commitment levels rise up. All right. Now, interest is yes, you are interested, but it is raining now, I cannot go. That is interest. So, commitment means whatever comes in your way, you're determined to complete that task. So, the members of the organization should always be committed to achieve their goals. Now, it is not only the top management people, but also the employees, even they should play equally an important role in the goal setting process. Suppose if the employees are not taking part, then it should be very properly communicated to them from the top management, then the middle management, and then the lower management. Do you have any difficulty? I'm going to start with types of goals. Any difficulty? Yes? Any difficulty? Do you have any difficulty at the moment? I'm asking you. I'm asking you. Any difficulty?
No,
No
ma'am.
difficulty? All right. See, I'm typing the question. If you can difference between one minute, goals and objectives. Yes. This is the question. Can you all see? I'm typing the question. Can you all see?
Yes, ma'am.
This is one question. Then the second question is state state 10 mission statements of companies. It can be any companies. Then again, state the difference between vision and mission statements. Have you all copied? Have you all
Yes, ma'am.
copied?
Yes.
Yes. This is the activity for the weekend. I'm giving you prior, and those students who have not, only Ishika has showed me the answer. It is for your own good. So you better start preparing. Start preparing for your internal examinations. Don't wait for the last moment. If you study one question every day, you are going to get an A plus. So aim for A plus. I want good marks in this subject. It's very easy. It's a conceptual subject. So writing practice is more important. Who else is there? Only Ishika is answering. What about the others? What about the others? I'm making a note of all those people who are answering. Huh? Others? At least tell me your names who are there now. No one wants to tell me their names on their own.
Rohan this side now.
Rohan. Rohan, you're keeping quiet. I'm talking so much. You're not even answering.
Yeah,
Rohan,
आपसे पता है traveling to my office.
okay. And who else is
Driving
there?
right now.
Okay. And who else is there? Ishika is there. Rohan is there. And who else is there? They're there, but they're not answering. Okay. Have you seen those three questions? Sorry, I made a spelling mistake here. Huh? It's difference. All right. Now we have types of goals. I'm just starting with types of goals, and then we can take this for tomorrow. Types of goals. Now, how many types of goals are there? We have three types of goals. I'm not put it on the slide. I'm just discussing it with you at the moment. Then tomorrow I'll put it on the slide. Types of goals. Official goals, operative goals, operative goals, operational goals. All right. Then official goals are the common goals. They're the common objectives of the organization. These goals tell us or they validate about the activities of the organization, and they help the organization to get stable in the given environment. These goals are usually mentioned in the rule book of the organization, or they are documented and published in the periodics of the organization. No, every organization will have a periodical. It can be, now what types of periodical? All commerce students. We can have in the annual performance report, or even you will see the goals in the memorandum of association of the organization. Okay. Now, just putting this official goal in the memorandum of association or annual performance is not going to work. The top level management also need to address these goals in their public statements. Then we have operative goals. Operative goals are those which will speak about the targets which we are supposed to achieve. Now, they can be, now see the word operational itself tells that they can be regarding to operating policies. They will help the managers in reducing the possibilities of certain uncertainties. Like, see, whenever we are doing an operational process, okay, this is a goal, this is a target to be achieved. But unfortunately, there can be many challenges, there can be many problems. So, even in those problems, what best possibilities can be taken? Operational goals tells us those. The operating goals help us in selecting the alternatives for the organization. If plan A is not working, then let's go for plan B. Operative goals. Then operational goals are set by middle level managers for supervising or controlling the subordinates. These goals will help us in measuring the performance of the employees. So at every level, a goal is assigned. Okay? Yes? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So what can we say the difference between a goal and objective? What can be the difference? Goals can be according to the idealistic situations of an organization, and objectives are the commitments, managerial commitments to achieve. Then goals are permanent and they are continuous in nature. Objectives can be temporary in nature because objectives can change every now and then. Then goals are associated with some specific time frame, whereas objectives are associated with, they are also associated with the specific time frame. But as I said, objectives can also be temporary in nature. Then certain goals are described in general terms, and goals can be described in general terms, and objectives can be described in specific terms. All right, in specific terms. Goals are generally related to the external environment, and objectives are related to both the internal as well as the external environment. Goals are relative in nature. Goals are relative in nature, where we can say objectives are specific in nature. All right. So I've just highlighted. We will do tomorrow importance of objectives, and then the most important concept what I'm going to take is critical success factors. Tomorrow I'm going to take critical success factors, and the three topics which are very, very important: critical success factors, then the key performance indicators, KPI. When you step into the organization, you're going to come across all this. Then you will have the KRAs, the key result areas, which will help to evaluate your performance. Okay, this I'm
Yes,
going
ma'am.
to this I'm going to complete in this weekend, and the next weekend. Now this is the strategic intent part. The strategic planning part, I'm going to start from Monday onwards. It's a very small part. So maybe by Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll finish off the second chapter. I again tell you, you have a Saturday, Sunday in hand. Please start studying. If you have any difficulties, please, please, please come to the college. All are fulfilling the SIPs, right? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's only Ishika answering again. You'll have the SIP deadlines also coming up. So please don't waste your time. All right. Anything else you would like to know? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions?
No,
Any
ma'am.
questions
Thank
from your end? Any questions, please? Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Who was this? No, ma'am. Who was this? Whose voice was this? Beautiful voice.
It's me, ma'am, Dikshita.
Dikshita. Okay. How is your SIP going on, Dikshita?
It's going good.
It's going good. You're doing in
Yeah.
finance, right?
Sorry?
Your specialization is finance, isn't it?
No, operations.
Operations. And where are you doing? Where are you doing?
Office.
No. Name of the company.
Prasa.
Okay. And what is your
Actually, I'm
topic?
working.
Okay, you're working, so you're doing in your own organization.
Yes.
All right. Okay, I'll just stop
Mhm.
sharing the screen.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how many students are there? Mhm. Okay, Dikshita is there. Shailaja? Shailaja, can you hear me? All are mute. Darshan? Darshan? Not able to hear me. Sakshi? Sakshi? Mayur?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mayur. How? Yes, SIP is going fine?
Yes. Going well.
Okay. Sanket? Sanket? Sania? Vaishnavi? There are both Vaishnavis here. Abhijit, Shreyas, Pratik, Navdeep, Mahesh, Renuka,
Yes,
Baba
ma'am.
Saheb. All right. You answered after a long time, Renuka. Baba Saheb, Sonali, Amisha. All right, fine. So, I have given you the 3 questions I wanted on the weekends. Tomorrow, as I said, I'm going to continue. And then Monday, Tuesday, I'm going to take planning and hopefully we will complete this topic. Still, if you have any difficulty in topic number 2, please let me know. All right?
Ma'am, what was the third question? I couldn't remember it.
Okay. So I have given you, you have to write mission statements of 10 companies.
Okay.
For those who could not catch or those who could not read what I had typed, then state the difference between mission and vision and mission.
Yes.
Then state the difference between goals and objectives.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, you please do it. As I told you, tomorrow I'm going to continue with objectives, setting of objectives, and then the most important is CSF, that is the critical success factors, and key result areas and key performance indicators. Very important from the examination point of view. Anything else? Any questions you have for the day? Any questions you have for the day?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'll stop the lecture now. Thank you for joining. Have a nice day.
Thank you,
Yeah,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.